Ali.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Without wasting the time, I will start my today's training session, which is mainly about smart web meetings. First of all, thank you to all the district team and Division D Toastmasters, and in general, all the Toastmaster clubs who are here today to join this session to educate themselves with the smart web meetings. So as you can see my screen right now, so this is what you are going to learn, how you can have your improved virtual meetings by using the technology in better way. So let us begin the session. So I'll be introducing, as you know about me now, so I don't need to introduce much about myself, but I'll be introducing about the session. First of all, we will continue with the presentation where I'll be giving some tips, and I'll try to make your virtual meetings feel real when you are conducting it online. And then we will see how you can improve your personal branding through the virtual meetings. And then we will move to the professional studio, which will be for everyone to use, which is for free. And then at the end of the session, I'll be answering your questions, which will be compiled by Toastmaster Atula. So you can send your questions related to today's session in the chat box, and these will be compiled and I'll be answering at the end of the session. So there are some practical tips in general when you are conducting the online meeting, or as a Toastmaster, of course, I have to guide you as a Toastmaster. I have to be specific to the Toastmaster session. But it doesn't mean that you can use particular tips or the session which we are conducting right now for only Toastmasters. You must be having your sessions, your virtual meetings in your professional life, the company you are working for, or you might be a student or you might be a teacher. So these tips will really help you to have those meetings in a professional way. So virtual meetings, when you start, you must have professional environment. Working from home doesn't mean that you just take your laptop on your laps and start working. You need to have a working environment at your home. What that working environment means, that you should be sitting in a quiet, carpeted room where voice will not echo too much. It will not create noise, it will not collide with the walls around you, and it will turn back. So when you have a light furniture and carpeted room, it will create a quiet environment. And then the background should be neutral. Neutral means that it should not distract the audiences from your face. Like I'm presenting right now, you can see that I have a uniform background, and at the same time you can see my presentation as well. So this way your audiences will not be distracted. And you should have proper light. So my recommendation is I'm using 2 lights in my front, and then the sunlight, natural light is also coming, which is shining my face, and you are able to clearly see my face. And then the device. So there are many devices that you can make use of, be it a smartphone, tablet, or laptop or desktop as a PC. So, but what kind of device you are using normally in your web meetings, specifically when you have any role to play or when you are a prepared speaker, Toastmaster of the day, or any other role. So I will request the poll master to conduct the poll here. I want to see the response from you all. So if you can just answer these, which device do you use to conduct the online meetings, virtual meetings, especially when you are a role player? So I can see the response is mainly laptops. Till now, 52 people have responded, and 81% people are using laptops. Okay, poll will end soon in 10 seconds. So I can see that the response is mainly for the laptops. So which is a good sign. My recommendation is also to use a laptop when you are a role player or when you are Toastmaster of the day or a speaker. So it's better to use desktop or a laptop. Then we'll move to the technical setup. When you have the laptop in place, your technology in place, you need to do technical setup. First of all, you need to test the software. You test the technology. You must be using any of these software. There are n number of software to conduct the online meeting, web meeting, webinars, or any Toastmaster session. So these are 10 of the software that I have listed, and most important or most common software that are being used right now are these 4 software. So we are conducting the session on Zoom right now. So I'll again request the poll master to launch the poll. So if you can answer right now, which of the web meeting software do you use in general? There are 4 software that I have listed here: Zoom, GoToMeeting, Microsoft Teams, and Cisco WebEx. And most of the response is coming towards Zoom, and then 10% response right now is Microsoft Teams. So I believe Microsoft Teams, because there are many people who are using this for their kids, because students are using Microsoft Teams because of various reasons, because of the features available there for the students specifically or for the team specifically. And I can see the response is mainly Zoom. And yes, Zoom is right now, in fact, the de facto business tool, de facto standard for the business as a business tool. It is the best video conferencing software post-COVID-19. And I'm not promoting here a Zoom as a software, but because most of us are using Zoom right now, and in Toastmaster session, it has become a standard. And if you see right now, Zoom is ranked as #1 web meeting website as on today. It is top downloaded app. If you talk about Play Store or iOS or Play Store or Android Store. So right now, top downloaded app is Zoom. And then if you see the adaptability of Zoom also, that there were 10 million number of users in 2019, and it jumped to 200 million in March 2020, and in just 1 month it reached 300 million plus in April 2020. And right now there will be many. And they have increased their revenue, they have doubled their revenue in just 1 year of time. So which means that the software is adopted by many people around the world. There are many rumors around that they are stealing your information and all this, but I'm giving you confidence that this web meeting software is the best software as of now when it comes to the ease of use and user friendliness. Then we'll talk about the technical setup, as we have talked about to test your software. Then we have to see your webcam position. So your webcam should be in front of you, and the lens should be exactly in front of your eyes. And you should be looking at the camera all the times whenever you are speaking. So it should be on your screen. If it is a laptop, of course it is on your integrated in your laptop, it should be in front of your eyes. Or if you are using external webcam, so it should be exactly in front of your eyes or exactly on the level of your eyes. And then the microphone, most of the laptops are integrated with the microphone, or built-in microphone is there, which catches the noise in the surroundings also. So my recommendation is to use the external microphone, especially the collar microphone, which I'm using right now, because it will reduce the noise around you and it will make your voice clear. and then the position of your screens. Of course, when you are using laptop, the laptop is in front of you. But if you are using desktop, I will recommend that you position your desktop screen in such a way that when you are looking at the camera, at the same time you are able to look at the audiences also. Because virtual meetings has to feel real. When I am conducting a virtual meeting, when you are in the virtual meeting, the audiences should feel, or you should also feel, that you are really available at the place. And how can you make it feel real? First of all, it's all about your dressing. So when you are conducting meetings online, it doesn't mean that you should have your casual dresses, pajama and t-shirt, and you should start conducting your meeting. Of course, you are in your comfort zone, but the thing is that you should focus on your dressing. The way you conduct the meetings in a formal way in your offices, the similar way is your virtual meeting, because this is your face. Then do not disturb mode, which means that you have already chosen the quiet environment. You should lock yourself, or you should keep yourself in a place which is not having much disturbance. Of course, you have kids and your family at your home. There will be noise, there will be distortion, there will be distraction, but keep that away from you. And then most important thing is your smartphones, because most of the times your smartphone is not in the silent mode, and you get a lot of notifications which distract you and which distract the other audiences also. Then of course, when you are looking, as I told you, that when you are talking to the audiences, you have to look at the camera. The way I'm looking at the camera right now, you have to look at the camera so that the people will feel that you are talking to them. And then, are you in the meeting? Of course, there are many people who participate in the meeting, but they are not really in the meeting. They keep their microphone muted, they keep their camera hidden, and then they take the breaks, and we feel that they are listening to us, but in fact they are not. I believe my session is being listened by, everyone is available here, they are listening to me, but I'm talking about general meetings, in fact, not only the Toastmaster meetings, but there are many meetings which are being conducted and people are not taking interest into that. Virtual meetings is all about your personal branding. Of course, there are many other factors in the personal branding, but when this COVID-19 has started, people have started working from home. In the Toastmaster, we are conducting the sessions online. But the platform that we are using now, the virtual environment which we are using now, it is helping us to improve our personal brand. You can become digitally savvy. Either you are conducting the meeting virtually or face-to-face. It will not make a difference. People will really feel that they are talking to you face-to-face when you are talking to them virtually. So your positive image has to be there when you are conducting the meetings online. So it is time to invest in your personal branding by using the technology. So what is the part of your personal branding? So virtual environment is your personal brand, in fact. So what is there? Your audio. As I told you, your audio should be clear enough for the people to understand what you speak. So that's the reason I said that invest in your personal branding. If your microphone is having some problems, you buy an additional or external microphone, which will ensure that you are audible to the audiences. Use computer, laptop, or desktop. My suggestion is to use the desktop because it has more performance power, but it's up to you. You can use the laptop as well, but when we will move ahead, we will know that which kind of laptop you must have. Then the web camera. These days technology have improved a lot. So web camera is in fact showing your face to the audiences. If you are having poor web camera, if the integrated web camera is not able to show your face properly, then of course you need to have a proper web camera. Then screencasting and presentation, you need to focus on what kind of screencasting software you will be using, whether it is a PowerPoint or any other software. So I'll be guiding you about one software today. And you can see that how I'm not sharing my screen right now. You are looking at me through the web camera. And this is a virtual web camera which you are using, which I'm using right now. And then you have to prepare yourself for the role that you are going to play in a meeting. So that's the way your meetings will be called smart meetings, where you have to focus on three important aspects: the environment, technology, and the preparation. So I'm also conducting this session right now, so you can judge by yourself whether it is a smart way to conduct or not. So if I talk about the environment which I'm using right now, so my environment, so I'm sitting in a quiet room, so I'm having the light in my front from the window, and on my back I have the green screen as a background. I'm using a green cloth or green curtain, and from my right side I'm getting the light. And then I have a study table, proper study table, proper computer table, which is equipped with my technology and which is not expensive. So we'll talk about the technology first. So computer, laptop, and desktop, as I told you, it is better to use computer, laptop, or desktop when you are role player or a speaker. My recommendation is to use two screens. Why two screens? Because I'm actually able to give the presentation right now, and I'm able to see the presentation in my front. I'm able to look at the camera, and at the same time I'm able to look at the audiences also, and if there is any question in the chat box, I'm able to see that as well. So these two screens are giving me benefit. But in fact, this is my setup right now. So I'm using a 42-inch TV in my front. This was an extra TV which helped me to do more. It's not important that you use three screens. You can use one screen, but recommended is to use two screens because it will give you flexibility in terms of managing the applications at the same time. Then the presenter mouse. I'm not touching the keyboard. I'm using this presenter mouse because if I touch the keyboard, I will need to move ahead. So I will not be clearly visible to you all. So better to use the presenter mouse, which is like this. So this is a mouse and keyboard integrated. So I can type even if I'm away from my screen. And then is the webcam. I talked enough about it, but we will first of all conduct a poll here again to see what kind of webcam do you use right now. So poll master, if you can launch the poll. Okay, there are a few questions. Which webcam do you use? Of course, when the question was which device do you use, so it was laptop, and most of the people are using integrated webcam in laptop. So few are using, only one person has responded external webcam, and if I'm also responding, so we are two people. So there are two people who are not having webcam. Good news for me, because I'm going to guide you. Even if you don't have the webcam, still you can have the webcam. Because there is a way you can use your smartphone as a webcam. So I'm conducting this session using desktop, and for desktop I did not have the webcam. So what I'm using an extra smartphone which I had. I'm using that as a webcam, and you can see the clarity. So I'm using a software called DroidCam. Now, why I'm recommending this software here, I have tested almost all the software available when I talk about any technology. I have 2 decades of experience. I experienced many software in my life. And when I feel that this is the best software, then I only recommend that. So I'm using DroidCam as a webcam app, which is installed in my smartphone, and at the same time it is installed in my PC. Setup is very simple. You just connect your laptop, connect your camera on the Wi-Fi, or connect your camera directly using USB with your computer. So you will be able to convert that webcam, that smartphone, as a webcam. So my setup is like this. So I have a tripod. And on my tripod, I have the camera right now, and I'm using this devapps.com, dev47apps.com, or you can simply search Droid Cam. There are many apps, but Droid Cam is the best app in my opinion. So this is my setup. And then I'm using OBS Studio. Now I'll just simply show you I'll change my screen quickly. So you can see that if I'm just a role player, maybe a Toastmaster of the day, I might use this kind of screen. This kind of screen might look like a news channel maybe. But what I'm showing you here, that most of the TV channels are also using this software which I'm going to show you right now. This is called OBS Studio. So I'm able to switch between the screens, and even if I have a video to show you during the session, so instead of showing my screen, if instead of casting my screen, I can simply change it will show you that when I can place that video alongside my video as well, and then I can move back to the presentation mode. So this is how I'm using another technology when I talked about all the technologies. So we listed these technologies, and one of the technologies that I'm using is the OBS Studio. And then there are some productivity tools which definitely all of you must be using. So now we'll see what this OBS Studio is all about. It is a professional video streaming software, and it is now simple. It is simple using OBS Studio. So what is OBS Studio? It is an open broadcaster software, and where you can do screencasting, video streaming. It is a professional studio, and the best thing is that it is free. It is free because it is an open source software. It is not free because it is cracked or it is pirated. It is free because it is an open source. And there must be question from you all that if it is free, it means that it will be risky. It must be having some problems. No, it is not right. Open source software are fully tested and adopted by many people around the world. And I'm using this for many years because it is a reasonable software, and it is definitely fully tested. It is not having any risk. It doesn't steal your information. So system requirements for this particular software is, it is compatible with Windows, Macintosh and Linux, and most of us are using Windows definitely. So your laptop or desktop RAM should be at least 4 GB, and there is you can check that whether your laptop has DirectX 10 capable graphics card or not. Normally these specifications are there. Most of people who know me about my profession, they ask me, when they take my suggestions when they want to buy the laptop or desktop for their kids or for themselves. So I suggest them to use these specifications. Take the latest specification. It will not make much difference. 10 reals or 20 reals difference doesn't make much difference when you choose a laptop. Try to get the best in terms of the processing power. Right now the Core i7 in multiple generations is available, so I'm recommending Core i5. There are 4 GB RAM, normally 8 GB RAM is available right now. So which means that this OBS Studio can be installed in any of the laptop, and you must be able to see that. Now if I talk about this OBS Studio, there is plenty of video tutorials or information available online. So you don't need to learn everything today, but I'll show you the power of OBS Studio. As I'm using right now, I'm using OBS Studio to do this session, and in all my Toastmasters meetings or any official meeting, I'm using OBS Studio as my professional studio. So there are various tutorials available on YouTube, and I also created a channel on OBS Studio. There are number of videos available in the playlists. So you can simply go to this particular link and you can see those videos as well if you want. Otherwise, there are many other videos available. Or simply for the information, you can browse my website, which is my blog actually, syncprix.com/obs-studio. So you can go through the information, and there also I have shared the link for the tutorial. So I'm not going to conduct the tutorial here, but I'll just show you that how I'm using right now. So this is the screen which is looking to me right now. So I'm having the OBS Studio in one screen open, and one screen is having presentation. And when I'm talking about the web camera, I'm using the web camera, external web camera, but through OBS Studio, that web camera is as an input to my OBS Studio. And when I'm having the Zoom meeting, I'm choosing the OBS camera as my camera. If I choose the camera, I'll just simply change the camera right now. So if I change the camera, okay, right now it is not visible, but if I choose the OBS camera right now, it will display it like this. So it's not only my face or the web camera. I'm able to show the screen through the web camera also, because I'm using OBS camera, OBS virtual camera. Now we'll talk about the meeting rules, because this session is specific to the Toastmasters, and we are going to have various roles in the Toastmasters. Usually when we do the physical sessions, we had these roles to play. But in virtual meetings, there are various challenging roles. I remember I was given an opportunity to be a speaker in a mock contest. So I tried to, I tried to be a speaker. I tried to be a real speaker in that session, but I failed, and I learned something from there. And that is where I'll also guide you today. So we'll conduct a poll again, that which of the role is challenging to you when you are conducting the sessions in the virtual meeting. So poll is already launched. So these are the roles, and which is the most challenging role when you are conducting the virtual sessions, when you are having this role in the virtual sessions. So most of the people have responded till now. 43% are saying speaker. Role as a speaker is, for them, it's very complicated, or it's challenging. And then the Toastmaster of the day. And good news for you is that for the Toastmaster of the day, in my tutorials, you will be able to see that how I prepared Toastmaster of the day. I was a Toastmaster of the day. In the first virtual meeting in KTM, I was the Toastmaster of the day. And I started using, from that day, I started using this OBS Studio. So in the training sessions, in the tutorials that is available on YouTube, I have the Toastmaster of the day available there. So you can go through them. But today I'll show you some of other roles using the web meeting, using the OBS Studio. So first of all, for any role, you must have the camera in place. You must have the text. Of course, when you want to show yourself on the screen, you don't want to show yourself only. You have some text to show. You have some images to show. You have to use some color background. And then you might have some slides to show. You might have some video to play. You might have some report to show, or you must have some audio mixing. You must be mixing some audios together when you are conducting the role. So all of this is possible through OBS Studio. So simply camera means I can see every one of you. It's a simple camera. Even not a text is available, not a text is visible, but you can see I have displayed the text as well as my video also. And if I change the screen, I can show you a promo video also playing alongside. Or simply I can show you the one image which is visible right now to you, and then I can or I can, if I am a Toastmaster of the day, I can maybe scroll the agenda here, and then the maybe theme of the day will be there, or the word of the day will be there. So this is possible through OBS Studio. So now we'll see how you can have your role in OBS Studio. So I'll launch the OBS Studio software right now. Okay, now you can see that the software OBS Studio is visible to you. So you can see the interface of OBS Studio, and I'll simply start another software which is Zoom It. As I was talking about the productivity tools, what this Zoom It is helping me, that it is helping me to zoom a specific area of the screen, and then I can simply show you anything I can annotate, and I can show it to you. So I'm using these multiple scenes. As you can see, there is this smart web meeting agenda. If I choose this one, so my screen will turn like this. Of course, you are not able to see the camera only right now, you are able to see the software, so it might look smaller to you. But here is my audio. If you see, when I'm speaking, my audio is also, it shows that my audio is, I'm audible in fact. So I don't need to ask you whether I'm audible or not, because I'm able to see on the software that yes, I'm audible. And then if I see the promo video, so I can see that promo video is being played. It is like this. And then maybe this way I can show you the webcam, or this way, or here. So I have done the setup here. So when you go through the tutorials, you'll be able to see how to choose various items here, various sources here, and how to create various scenes here. Trust me, software is, it looks very complex, but it is very easy to use. It is similar to, I must say, any software, any Microsoft Office related software, whether it is a PowerPoint or Word or Excel sheets. It's so simple, it is very user friendly, and you will love it, because this is about your personal branding. And then this is what I created for today's session. If you see that I have the video capture device in this, then I have audio input as my mic, I have the display capture, which is my screen, and then I have virtual background, and I have a Toastmaster background. So these sources I created to show you my screen. But suppose if I have a prepared speech, I created a prepared speech. Now suppose I'm having a caller mic, and I have this presenter with me. I can move back, and if I have a speech or presentation, so I can conduct the presentation in this way. So my screen is visible to me, camera is in front of me. Maybe I can bring this camera a little up. As I said that it should be exactly to my eyes, because right now it is to my chest level, so I need to bring it a little up. And if I show you recently my prepared speech, so it was like this. So I have muted the audio of this, but you can see that this way I had the recent prepared speech, where I had the scrolling text showing that what project is there, and the detail about the speech and the title of speech. And then there was the slides, because it was about presentation software. So I was using this, and I was able to change the screens. So here, this was the way I used it. Now, of course, it was looking very small to you when I showed you the screen, because I'm showing you the software as well. But let me show you the timer role. Suppose you are a timer, and here is my camera. Now you can see I'm able to move the camera, I'm able to zoom the camera, and I'm even able to hide the camera also. Suppose you don't want to show your camera, so you can hide, and then you can change the size of the camera. I'm keeping it on one side. Suppose I'm having a timer roll, and right now everyone can see me on the screen, and they can see the background also. Now I don't need to hold the red card and show it like this, that your time is up, or there is a green card and red card, or and amber card. I can simply enable from the software. I'll just show you that I have already configured the timer roll here. So I have these particular, so one is my camera, which is visible, and then is the red, amber, green, and blue color. So how I can show you this, like for example, if I enable the green color, my background is going to change, and it will show the green color on the screen. So as a timer, I can show this, and I don't need to really show the card, or I don't need to show the screen. I don't need to share the screen. And then amber screen, of course, you can choose the amber screen also, and then the red screen. And similarly, you can bring this blue screen up, so it will blue color up, and it will change the color here. Now again, you can disable these colors, bring the blue color down, and then there is another timer, so you can simply change the times. Then is the table topics. So usually what we have seen in the table topics, most of the time people have the topics in their PowerPoint presentation. And when they show the PowerPoint presentation like this, I'll simply show you here. So what happens that they don't go to the presentation mode. So they show the screen like this, and at the same time, other topics are also visible, which really doesn't give the good impression. So what I have done here, I have done various means. If you see, these are various scenes. So when I am having the smart web meeting, I choose this particular session. When I had the training session for specific, I was choosing this. I have table topic session, so I will choose this. Suppose I'm going to choose table topic session. So as I mentioned that you have to prepare for the speech. So when I prepared for the speech, so here my camera is not visible. Let me show you the camera also. Okay, now I'm visible here. And at the same time, I have all these topics. So suppose it was related to emotional intelligence. I think some of the pictures are not visible right now. Yeah, I changed the source of those pictures. Anyway, so what was there, that I was able to show the picture here on left side. So I can simply bring the picture. This was the topic, in fact. So I can simply show you the screen. And here was the picture. Here is the topic which is typed here. And I am also visible on the screen. So I don't need to show you the PowerPoint presentation. So I can simply create a source for this image. I can simply create a source for this text. And for this text, I have created a background, and I have a camera here. So I can, of course, move the camera. I can resize it. I can place it anywhere which you feel that is appropriate. So this way, I was able to do the table topic session. So whenever a person was completing the table topic, so I was simply playing a video of clapping. And then I was changing to my normal screen, and then any other topic. So I click there, so its picture was visible here. Of course, the picture, as I told you, that I changed the source, unfortunately. So these are not visible. So this way, You can use OBS Studio to prepare for your roles, and when you have a role to play, you will definitely shine as a tech-savvy person. The software is not difficult for to use. It is very simple and it is user-friendly. Now suppose there was a session 2 days ago in the KTM. We were celebrating a festival and there was a concert. So if I have a concert, I can simply have the stage like this and I can start singing. So to give you a feeling that yes, I am singing a song in front of the audiences. So it gives a feeling like this. Unfortunately, I had an instrumental also in my system right now. I could sing the song, but I don't like to waste your time, and I don't want to, you feel bad about me because I'm developing my personal brand, and if I don't sing nicely, so it will not be good.
We want you to sing.
Maybe some other day. Okay, so now I'll again move back to that screen where I mentioned that just a minute. Okay, I am again playing the presentation mode here. So we talked about the OBS Studio, and there are some productivity tools. As I told you that we can, I think my camera is not visible. So anyways, I'll just finish this meeting and I'll show you that. So I used Zoom it. So Zoom you know very well. So there is a software called Zoom it, which I'm using to zoom the screen, annotate anything on the screen if I want. And then mainly we are using this for technical presentations or application demonstration, or and there are some custom hotkeys. So this is the Zoom it software. Now of course I don't want to waste your time because our time is up right now and I'll be taking your questions. But sometimes you want to mix the audio. For example, this KTM band, when they had the session, they might be having instrumentals and they want to mix their audio with the computer audio. So there is a software which I also did a lot of use. I use a lot of software, but this one is the best software in terms of audio mixing. It is called VB Audio Virtual Cable. The software is again for free, and it is being used by many professionals who are professional doing professional video editing or conducting any session online. So now I'll be taking your questions.
Amchit, I have a question. How you said to connect two screens or more than two screens while conducting a meeting? So you have to open two devices, or how is it?
No, it's one device only, because you are connecting external monitor with your laptop, because laptops normally do have the port for the external monitor. You can use external monitor with your laptop, so it will be an extended screen. So you can see a different screen on one screen and different screen on another. Normally when you are you're doing the presentations in your office, so you are connecting projector with that. So you can duplicate the screen or you can have the extended screen. So I'm using extended screen. So one screen is showing something and I'm able to move. I'll just show you. So you can see this screen right now. So I'm able to move my software, move any of the application from one screen to another screen. So it is like this. Okay, so there are some questions which are being asked. So as I mentioned earlier that you have to send the messages on the chat box, and there are some compiled questions which I have received. So first question was that how secure is the Zoom meeting app? Zoom meeting app is secure. In fact, it is being developed by many professionals. Of course, none of the software is, none of the application or none of the technology is 100% secure. We cannot guarantee any of the software which is secure. So anyone who says that we are 100% secure, it is not possible. 99.999% everybody would say, but 100% no one can say. Zoom, of course, there is a team behind it. This is a company. There are professionals who are working day and night and trying their best to secure their app. And it is as secure as any other web app, any other web meeting software. Of course, rumors are there, and as you know, these are some marketing tactics which people are playing around. Of course, hacking attempts are there in the banks as well. So your credit card information is also getting lost, or companies, our banks are also being threatened by that. So, but right now, it is secure. If you are having a public meeting where you are just a minute. Okay, if you are having a public meeting, if you have published the link, so anyone can join it. For example, if you have a corporate meeting or an official meeting, and if you share link on the Facebook, so everybody is able to join. So you can't blame Zoom as a company for that. It is your own fault when you have published your web meeting link to everyone, or you have published the password to everyone. So of course it will not be secure. And then is how noise-free wireless speakers compared to your caller mic. See, wireless speaker problem is that, of course, if there is when we talk about wireless, it is about spread spectrum. So there are various other frequencies that might distort your voice when you are talking. So it's better to use the cable mic instead of wireless microphone. Of course, you have the Bluetooth microphone also, but when you are having some distance, so it might create noise. So it's better to use collar microphone if you are a role player. If you are not a role player, you can simply use integrated microphone of your laptop. Another question is it necessary to have the green screen as a background? How to add a virtual camera? Virtual camera, as I told you that the tutorial is available. Green screen, the reason of green screen is that when you are using normal virtual background in your, I'll just enable one virtual background, and you will see if it is clear or not. If I move here, you see here, are you able to see me clearly? I am using virtual background right now.
It's distorted.
No, yeah.
So this is how, if you are using a standard virtual background using Zoom meeting or any other web meeting, so it will look like this. But you see, if I'm moving here, it doesn't distort my image. The reason is I'm using green background, and this green screen is a concept which is standard, which is the standard across the globe. There is blue screen and green screen both, but because green is not a common color when you are having the dress or anything which you are wearing. So green is not most common color, and even when you are going to any TV channel, you have any interview or any program, they will recommend not to wear any dress which has green shade or green color. So because all of the TV channels in the world right now, they are using green color, and this has become a de facto. Every person who is doing video broadcasting or video meetings or any YouTuber or vloggers, they are using green screen. I'm using a green cloth. It's a simple green cloth. It's a simple, you can see if you go to any market here, you can ask for the green curtain cloth or anything, maybe bed sheet cloth. So you can use cloth, or you can have non-reflective paint if you are painting your wall. So that can also be the way. Okay, now they are saying, can you show your green screen? Okay, let me show you that. Let me show you how my real background. Okay, right now this is the background, and if I simply remove my virtual background, now virtual background is gone, and if I, because I'm using through software, I'm using the chroma key, and if I disable that chroma key as a filter,
This is interesting now. You are looking like a ghost.
yeah. Now if you see, this is my real background, which is a green screen background. So if I enable the filter again, I am adding a filter called chroma key. So when I enable this filter again, so the background has disappeared. Green background has disappeared. And then I can enable the virtual background again. So this is how it looks like. So it's better to use green screen because your image will be very, very clear. So timer, if there is enough time, so I can answer other questions.
Yeah, you have 3.5 minutes more.
Okay.
How to create the profiles like table topic, TMOD, and other profiles which are created in the software. How do you create that?
Okay, so it is very simple. In fact, let me open that software again.
And shall we come back after lunch and conduct education session? Tutorials on this? No, I'm just joking. I mean, you have a lot of questions.
No, in fact, I'll just move back to my screen. So there is a specific, as I told you that there are various videos available on YouTube on OBS Studio, because this is one of the most popular software right now. And if you see the Google trend, since March 2020, its need has increased. People have searched a lot about this software online. So I have created also a playlist where I have explained everything about this software, how to download, from where you can download, and how to create different scenes, different profiles. So there are different profiles actually when you talk about the Toastmaster profiles. So you can have the table topic profile separate, speaker profile separate, Toastmaster of the day profile separate, and your official meetings profile separate. And then within each profile you have the scenes and you have the sources. So in scenes now, for example, when I talk about scenes, so I'm switching between scenes. For example, one scene is this. This is one scene. This is another scene. This is another scene. And this is another scene. There are other scenes as well, as I told you about the musical contest and using the scenes within a specific profile. I have these scenes available, and within each scene there is a source. If you can see on my screen, of course there is a name visible. Let me move my name to other side so that you can see it clearly. Now suppose here is my name and here is my web address. So these are all the sources. So you can create various sources within the scene using this particular software. So software is not difficult to use, as I told you. It is very simple. the software screen again, but it's fine. So you have got the idea that how you can do it in a better way. So this is it from my side. There is no question, I believe, right now.
Toastmaster Amjad, I just wanted to check which software would you recommend for the audio mixing? Sorry, missed to take it earlier. While
It's a VR audio cable.
VR audio cable.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Amjad, about the questions, couple of people are asked about the software. One is whether Google Meet supports OBS. The other is iOS supports OBS, and if it is free on iOS.
Yes, OBS Studio is a desktop software. It is available for Windows, Mac, or any other desktop software, desktop
So
operating
if it is for
system.
Mac, what is the specific system requirement they want? Because you mentioned 4 GB RAM allows or the other one.
Usually Mac is also having Mac specifications are fair enough. Even if you go with the MacBook Air also, its specifications are fair enough that it can handle this software easily, because the hardware is very strong, so it will definitely handle that.
Can OBS be used in Google Meet? Because one of the teachers asked this question.
See, right now it is available for only Windows, Mac, and Linux. So if there is any Linux like Ubuntu or any other platform, any other operating system, yes, it can be used there. And somebody has asked the question about the OBS camera. So OBS camera is a plugin. In fact, it's a virtual camera, OBS virtual camera as a plugin. So when you download that plugin, so it will be available to your software. So you can simply choose OBS camera when you are having your Zoom meeting. So from there, from the list, select the camera option. You can choose the virtual camera, OBS camera.
Yeah, which plugin to install for this camera?
It's you will search OBS virtual camera.
We tried, but it is okay. This which. Fine, thank you.
We are done with the time.
Yeah, you talked about Google Meet. Sorry, yeah, Google Meet. As I told you that this is a webcam, so anywhere you can use it. Either it is a Google Meet, GoToMeeting, Zoom, any other software, you can definitely use OBS Studio. OBS Studio is nothing but a streaming software or a video editing software which you can do on real time. When you are conducting the session online on real time, you can edit your videos without any other software. So at the same time, this works as a webcam as well. So whether it is Google Meet or anything, yes, you can do that.
Sorry, Amjad, I think we will wind up.
Yes, it's enough from my side. Thank you so much for joining the session, and I believe if it has helped you, if it did not,
I would like to ask, please put in the chat.
Yes.
And after this, maybe Amjad can stay for 5 minutes and clear the doubts, or later we can send you the details of your questions. Thank you very much, Amjad.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amjad. The saying goes, the secret to change is to focus all your energy not fighting the old, but building new. So with that, I think we all should give our vibrant presenter a round of applause.